I think just making the decision. I didn't come from a family of lawyers. I came from a very blue collar background. My parents were kind of the first in their families to go to school, and they were both teachers. So the idea of moving into a white collar job or pursuing a graduate degree was unusual in my family, and the law at times can feel like it's a family affair. Like someone's a lawyer because their dad was a lawyer, and their dad before them was a lawyer, and so being a first generation attorney felt scary. I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing for a while. There are still days where I don't feel like I know what I'm doing.
I had anxiety going into this, thinking, how am I going to navigate a new job fresh out of law school where I really need to hit the ground running, and I have a 9-month-old. And I mean, like, to make the point a little bit blunt, for example, like 2 weeks after my daughter was born, was exams. I slept through my tax law exam. I slept through 90% of it, and I ended up calling the school and saying, oh my God, what do I do? And they were gracious about it. Good. I mean, luckily, and because I had only slept through 99% of the exam and people were still in it, I could sit and take the exam later that day, as long as I got there before everyone left the room. And luckily I did. And it all went okay, but that was touch and go for a little bit. It was a lot of work, but I think it's made it easier now, to have the career and the life that I want, that I did go to law school. Had I put that off and not gone to law school because of those obstacles and my concern that it would be too hard, I wouldn't have a career in the law to get, that I have now. So
I am the oldest of 11 children. Okay. And being the oldest, made me have to grow up a lot faster. I took care of most of the younger siblings. So I found myself at an, adult age in a lot of debt. Okay. Because I tried to help, my siblings. I tried to help my mother and do it the best way that I could. And when it got to the portion of the character and fitness, that kind of screwed me over. I did pass the bar the first time, but they were concerned about the amount of debt that I had.
I think I had similar challenges as to everyone else. I did not know how to apply to go to law school, what law school meant, what it meant to take the bar, what it actually meant to be a lawyer. I had no idea of any of that. But I've always looked at life as the challenge is the part that you want, right? You want the process. And if you're in the comfort zone, you're in the dead zone. And so people should look towards the challenge as a good thing. And I thought, look, being an attorney is going to be a challenge. Even getting to be a lawyer is going to be a challenge. But that's a good thing. And people should step up to the challenge.
I felt like I was alone for most of my path to get to college and through law school. It's something that I was repeatedly told that wouldn't happen, that I was wasting my time. So when the challenges did come up, when I was getting the anxiety and I was questioning myself, in the back of my mind, I would hear my family's voices saying, they're right. Why am I doing this? Why am I wasting my time? Why am I wasting my money in school? Why am I struggling so much if I could just end it here? Because maybe they're right. I would not be here where I am had I not had people in my life, whether related to me or not, support me, believe in me, be there with me through the ups and downs, and helping me clarify and finding my own way, and most importantly, finding my own self-worth.
I personally had a professor who told me, your grades don't look good. If you want a clerkship, find something else to do because it's not you. I said, even with all of my extracurriculars, I'm boss of president, I'm involved in this, I work for one of the professors do research, I've been in South Africa, I studied abroad. No, don't even try. Don't waste your breath. Okay. And so I had a very serious conversation with the dean at the time. I don't understand why a professor would tell me no. I don't understand. I get that she might have been, very kind and courteous of trying to spare my feelings. But all that did was crush me. It broke my confidence. It broke my spirit. It shook me. So I was focused on trying to find a job, trying to recover from that emotional kind of scarring that happened, but also looking around and making sure that no other student had that experience. But unfortunately, another student did have that experience. Multiple students had that experience after me. So I took it upon myself to really encourage the other Black students. As both a president, I said, we're not having that. Not again. Not again. If you want to do something, you can. So in the office, I think my slogan for my year was, you are called, you are capable, and it's already been confirmed. To just remind everyone, if we weren't capable of being a lawyer, we wouldn't even be in this building.